Hi dear Aries, this is Anastasia for Amira Salon's channel, and I'm here today with a mini spread, mini reading for you for March-April 2018, and I will be using Golden Tarot deck. It's one of my favorite decks because it kind of speaks to me, it's imagery, and very often when I look at the cards I actually can envision also some situations of people or scenarios, which is very fun to experience. And for fire signs today I'm going also to use supportive cards from Healing with the Angels Oracle cards. I already shuffled the cards, and here are the cards that I pulled out for Aries March-April 2018, and the first card is Seven of Swords. And Seven of Swords, it's a very interesting card because it's all of the cards, they have this positive and bright side and dark side, but particularly Seven of Swords, it's this double edged sword kind of card. It speaks about stealing, but also using situation for somebody else's advantage, which sometimes could be a positive thing. It's all about what is the balance between taking from someone and using it in your favor. Or it can also be we can look at if there is no harm for you to do something like that, like for example to use information which is hidden from you, but at some point you come across with it. So you can use it to maybe help other people, to maybe to become a whistleblower, you know. So we're talking about March, beginning of March for Aries. You can be either the person who is described, who is depicted in this card, and you can see that he is kind of looking behind his shoulder, checking if someone else is noticing what he's doing, that he is, I wouldn't say necessarily stealing. Why would you decide that he's stealing? Maybe he's just like moving these swords from one place to another, but the point here is that he wants nobody else to be watching over this action, or he did not ask for permission. Maybe he was supposed to ask his boss for permission to do so. And on the other hand, it could be you can be the person who is also who can be a victim of this behavior. So taking about the first scenario, some areas that you would have this temptation to use some hidden information, or you can use some situation for your favor without asking permission from your superiors or from your family members or from somebody who is also involved in this situation. So it could be maybe it can look not really nice from ethical perspective, but in the long run maybe you can do so. So be very careful. If there is no harm to anybody else, maybe you can do it, because sometimes if we let the secret open, it will bring, you know, meaning and favorable outcome for somebody else, not only you. So let's say you know something about a person who is stealing in the company, and you will be the person who is involved into the situation, so you can actually bring it to attention to the person who is in charge. Or you can be a person who, for example, in love relationship, let's say you know that your friend is dating with somebody, and your friend is giving this person a cold shoulder, but you like this person, you're attracted to him or her, and you will have a temptation of not asking permission from your friend, saying, you know what, I really would like, maybe he will be attracted to me, so I can use the situation for my favor. And again, you know, life has so many scenarios, and of course it's not nice to be sneaky, but at times it can work better for two people than for a situation when the person would be upset or frustrated. You know what I mean? It's a little bit hard, but you know, for me, Seven of Swords for Aries, it's kind of a positive card, because it gives them kind of heads up for situations when they could be tempted to do something that they should ask themselves twice if they really would like to proceed. Or it shows that there will be a moment that you have to use, and maybe sometimes you don't have to ask for permission, because if you miss the chance, you will just miss it, and not necessarily you will be doing harm to someone. So think about it. That's a very interesting card. From another perspective, you could be a victim of this behavior. So maybe in the beginning of March, maybe 2 weeks of March, you have to be on the alert. Maybe someone else is trying to use information that you would like to keep secret, or they will be using some funds without permission from you. So you have to be aware of the person or family member who can be using your, let's say, you're being unaware of it. They will be using for their own favor. Two of Wands it continues this energy of some kind of uncertainty. There is a person who is most likely beginning his journey, and he firmly holds one wand in his right hand, and there is another wand left behind. So this card can show that you're either in between two jobs, and you're kind of leaving one situation and you start another one, but the situation that you left behind is still influencing your choices and the energy of starting something new. So you can be still kind of, one foot is on one territory, and another you already try to put your foot in the doorway of a new job, something like that. I also feel that it could be a situation for a person who just is separated from their ex, and they're kind of still with them within their thoughts, but there is another offer coming, and they are willing to try their lot with a new person, and they're very inspired by the offer, because they think, you know what, the best way to forget about your ex is to start a new affair or something like that. It's a new relationship. Whatever project you just leaving behind, it's still there. Like, you're still in the mode of thinking about the past, but the past is how to say, it's replaced by the future opportunities so fast that you're kind of, oh, okay, yeah, I'm kind of not ready, but you know what? Maybe I shall try, because it sounds interesting, it sounds inspiring, and maybe I just want to leave the past behind and just to try a new adventure. That's how I feel about the end of March for some of the Aries who are watching. Oh, this is a very strange card if we talk about beginning of adventure in the end of March, and if we assume that this is the beginning of April. The Hermit card is something that you cannot expect in this spread, because as soon as you jumped into a new relationship or a new job, and then boom, you are in the closet, you are with yourself, all by yourself, and you're contemplating about what to do next. Honestly, it's very hard to imagine this scenario for Aries, but maybe the advice of this card is, you know, even though you have this temptation to jump into something new, try to keep your mind clear about it and try to be thoughtful, even though it's very hard to do so in many cases when you start something new. I think the Hermit card is kind of this top card for those Aries who are too hasty with starting something new, particularly plunging into new love relationships, and or they, for example, they were not very happy in the job that they're leaving, but they do it so impulsively and so impulsively grab into new opportunity that now it will be time just to stop and think it over. Or as soon as you are already there, now try not to lose your head over something very tempting or very promising, because if it's too good to be true, that means something there should be, you should pay attention. So that's how I feel about this card. Also, this card shows that many Aries in the beginning of spring, they feel very exhausted and they truly need time for themselves. Like, you guys are all the time in a whirlwind of situations, of people, of ideas, of relationships, of travel, activities, sport. So now it's kind of time to slow down, and that would be a good idea for you, because you need to recharge your batteries and be more outside in the nature. Walk if you're like to walk around, to be in nature. So just spend your weekend not only in front of TV, maybe mostly outside. And it shouldn't be something very energy taking, like consuming a lot of your physical energy. You just need time to contemplate, to slow down, and to recharge your batteries. That's how I feel about this card. And then after you do so, by the end of April, you will be back to your normal. You will be your Aries, your boss. The Emperor card shows that you will be again in the place of power. You will get control over things that seem to be out of control for you at some point. And you will be back to your Aries fire nature. You will be ready to sit on the throne and to control things. You're an independent thinker. You decide who is right, who is wrong, and you will feel power. And by the way, April is your month, Aries, so you will be on the throne and you will be on the territory that will be very favorable to your wishes, and you can use your restored energy after this month of not month but beginning of April. Yeah, some Aries, they will have birthday in March, right? So you can also feel adventurous, and because you think, oh, it's my birthday, so I can give myself some freedom of choices. I can be more careless than before. But then it would be time for some Aries who have birthday in the beginning of April. Still, you need some time to for yourself. Maybe not. Don't start, very how to say, crowded parties, but surely by the end of April, all Aries will feel empowered, and they will take control over things that maybe in the beginning were out of their control. That's how I feel about these cards. Overall, it's the energy of of a balance between being an Aries and being a hasty and impulsive Aries, and an energy of becoming a more mature Aries by the end of April. Because I think also there will be time for many of who is watching for manifesting their wishes to get a position of power, like maybe to if they offer you to become a manager, please do so, because it's in tune with your ambitions and you can do it really well. Even though the facial expression of this Emperor is he's a little bit kind of scared or puzzled, but don't pay attention to that. It will be in the beginning, but you can hold power in your hands and you can apply your talents for the favor of other people. You will be a very good manager. Okay, how about other cards? Surrender and release. Okay, then meditation. Oh, this is in tune with the Hermit card. So it's for the second time the angels are giving us heads up for not being very impulsive and take time and meditate. And support. Beautiful card. I love this card, support. Oh, and you know what? I usually don't do that, but I looked at the bottom of the card, and this is a lovely card for Aries. This is your birthday month, so abundance is at the bottom of the deck. So most likely this period of time will be very lucky for you guys, because the sun will be in your sign, and yeah, it will illuminate all your projects with abundance of ideas, of resources, of partnerships, of people who love you and support you. And support card is right there. So this is a beautiful card. So you have to feel that you are supported by the universe. All your talents, your skills, maybe that were not really appreciated or recognized before, in this period of time, March, April 2018, you will be supported by the universe. So they will send you maybe new partners or sponsors or people who will share your ideas and you move along. And before you do that, you really have to release and surrender. Surrender to the things that are out of your control. Again, there could be some sneaky movements behind your back, or you will be, hesitant to do something that is not really in your control, and you will be feeling very uncertain and like you're stealing something from somebody, so you will be feel ill at ease. But you have to release that. You have to surrender to situations out of your control and just be wise and meditate. And the Hermit card and meditation card, they go hand in hand for you, Aries. Don't lose your mind in the over these adventures or new offers or new people who are there for you, because you're starting your journey in March, April with your head up, but it's also heads up for situations when you cannot control, and the advice is here to be who you are, but at the same time to be a wise Aries. Yes, very interesting. Okay, so I'm finishing now. I think it's a very positive spread, and very positive energies coming to many Aries who are watching at this point. And thank you very much for watching, and I wish you luck and good adventures, in the good sense, that you can be balancing giving and receiving part and feel who you are, but at the same time grow and take the lessons of your life for your favor, and do not harm anybody. Okay, so again, thank you, and till next time, bye bye.